Hello everyone, and welcome back. If you're one of my my 9 faithful subscribers, you guys are my power team. Keep me going. If you're not a subscriber yet, I would really love it if you did subscribe. Today I'm going to be doing a quick video. Well, I hope it should be quick, but a video on my custom micros with FPV capabilities. I say that because I don't actually fly FPV yet, but more on that later. And yeah, hopefully I can make this video. Cats permitting. If you have a cat, you know that they just love to help you all the time. We'll see how Cleo likes this. So I've got a domino here because this sticker has my personal information on it. That's just for if I go out to go flying with some buddies and I accidentally leave it there, somebody happens across it, they can give me a call, shoot me an email, stop by my house, drop it off, whatever. We've also got a drone pit stop sticker. I've got a Pololu sticker for my 5-volt regulator. Then my Drone Federation sticker held down with some tape because it's not sticky anymore. It's been on like 3 different cases. Same with the caution sticker for my lipos. And I made my own sticker saying that it, fragile electronics and stuff. And then I've got the Micromotor Warehouse and SOSX logos on here because those are very important to the contents. Obviously, my personal information, I'll just move that domino out of the way. Okay. Now, this case used to be for my Parrot Bebop drone, but I actually found a nice messenger bag, sling over your shoulder thing for the Bebop. I'll go through actually my extra parts before I go through the drones themselves. So I've got, my micro USB cable that fits both of them. The end looks like this. A lot of phone chargers use this. But an important side note is phone chargers will not work unless you can plug that phone charger into your computer and plug in your phone. And if you can see files on your phone, like for example, if you can transfer pictures and you use that cable, that will work. But if it's just for charging, like I have a portable battery that for charging my phone on the go or whatever, that will not work. It has to have, there's a special line in here that can transfer data. And those only have charging wires, and I was so frustrated. I spent probably like 4 hours trying to figure that out. So anyway, yeah, you've got a working micro USB cable. I've got a couple of these Zop Power 850 milliamp hour 1S 25C lipos. These are 18 grams. I have them labeled with some Duralock on the back. That's some of my favorite stuff ever. It's like super Velcro. Nick Burns, on his channel, he loves it too. So, I don't really use these as much. I prefer these 3 with my electrical tape to denote which different ones, to remember which ones to charge. My Turnigi Nanotech, if I can get it to focus there. Turnigi Nanotech, 500 milliamp hour, 25 to 50C, to 1S lipos here with, of course, Duralock on the back. But these are micro Losi. If I went back and did it again, I would probably do JST. But, I had different plans, and so I stuck with micro Losi for this. But the wires here are kind of thin, but that's okay. I mean, I'm not a super flyer, super racer, so I don't really care about that kind of stuff. But Nick Burns has a lot of good information that Benedict at Micromotor Warehouse has talked about. So I got these 3, and I do set my timer on my Devo to 4.5 minutes, but I could probably push that, but just for safety's sake, I don't. So that I can, preserve the lipos. Then in here, I have got, if I can get it out, my charger. It's just one of the cheapo chargers that comes with the toy quads, micro Losi and USB, And I only use this because my multiple charger is what I have in my other case that has my hubs and boards, because I have something like 8 batteries in there, and here I only have 3 that I really use and 5 total. So I just put this single one in here because I'll usually only fly 1 or 2 batteries at a time, so it doesn't take too long to charge. So I got that, and then this is an old Altoids tin that I stripped. Inside we've got a few things. I've got the Micromotor Warehouse business card with all of his information on the back, and then I've got in this smaller tin, I've got some cables and connectors and a dip switch and stuff like that. If one of those ever breaks, I've got some M6 screws and standoffs. I've got extra stuff. A couple of extra rubber squishy standoffs for this guy. It came with these M6 standoffs. In here, I've got cables for the for some stuff that goes with this guy. I'll explain what those are for later, so I'll set those aside. Q-tips, heat shrink, more Duralock, and then some extra props and an X-Acto knife. I also, in my other case, I actually have a little homemade soldering iron that you can look up. Look up Bic Lighter soldering iron. Okay, so moving on a little bit, we've got my transmitter, which is a very popular transmitter with the micro brushed builders. It's the Devention Devo 7E. I have done no mods to this other than installing deviation firmware, which I am very, very happy with. And other people have done range mods, 3-position switch mods, adding switch mods. I just haven't gotten into that yet. I probably will at some point, though, to be honest. So yeah, you got a couple of 2-position switches, very nice feeling sticks, nice sharp points that grip your fingers really well, good trims, little neck strap possibility there, some buttons. So we're going to go in and turn this on. You can see deviation in that little curly font. And this is set to Polyphemus. Okay. Right now I have it. Look at my settings here. Oh, this is my arming switch for both of the quads. And this one goes between, right now this would be angle and this would be acro mode. Which, if you're not aware, angle means if you're going this way and you let go of the stick, it'll level itself. So like a toy, when you move and let go of the stick, if I go like this, it'll go back to level. Whereas acro means if I push it forward and let go, it'll keep going forward until I pull back. And a lot of people prefer that. It takes some learning. I've been looking at it for a couple of weeks now, just, you know, getting the hang of it, and I'm getting a lot better. You can also do flips that way, but that's for another day. So that's what those two do. But if I arm here, and you look at that, boom, my timers start. The one on the top is for the 500 milliamp hour, and the bottom is for the 850 milliamp hour. And when those go off, it gives you 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, and then a special different kind of beep that it does when it's done. And I have it set to buzzer too. So you can set that stuff up. Transmitter configuration, calibrate your sticks, on, you know, all this different stuff that you can look at. I just messed around with it. And we're going to go to model menu. And you've got timers. This is where you set your timers and what switch you want to start them and end them. And let's just go to model setup. So you can load files, copy, and if you go here and you go to the right, you can copy and paste, make a template, whatever you want to do. So I can switch between my two guys. I just have it set to multi-rotor. I have the icon set to that. You can set it to different things that you want. I have the transmitter power set to 150 milliwatts. You can, you know, do the binding, all this stuff in here. So that's really handy. This is really nice though. So I really like this transmitter. Highly recommended. The deviation firmware was pretty easy to get on there. It comes with all the cables you need. So that's my Devo 7E. Now we're going to look at the first one that I built. I mean, not my first build ever, but the first of these two that I built. This, his name is Specs, on account of the fact that he uses Spectrum technology, and he has an eye. But as you can see, I'm rocking the blue theme. Came with these blue standoffs, so I got a blue oil paint pen by Sharpie from my hobby and craft store. Did the edges, did these clear hubs and props. So it actually looks, if I spin it, it looks kind of cool when you spin it. You can see the blue. I even did the antenna, which was actually red, I believe. Yeah, it was red. And for full parts list, I'll have that down in the description. I did a write-up for both of these guys, all the parts. But basically, you know, Micromotor Warehouse, fast motors, the Siski flight controller, Banggood camera, FX758 video transmitter, hubs and clear props, SOSX Micro X V3 frame. So those are the basics. But this guy flies really well, and he was doing really great. He's pretty fast until my video receiver broke, and so now I can't do FPV anymore. But like I said, I'm looking at getting my first pair of goggles and replacing that video receiver pretty soon. But I really like this guy, and those are the parts that he's got, some of the basic parts. Then we've got Polyphemus. Let me take the lens cap off of here. And the basic parts here are Spectrum VA1100 camera video transmitter combo that's been decased. Some motors from Banggood. As you can see, they're not the best. They're just the cheapest motors you can get. They were in my spare parts drawer. And I have some of those Spintech sidewinders coming in soon. And the crown jewel is this guy in here. You can't really see him, but he is an Alien Flight Narrow with a built-in 5-volt regulator for FPV. This was sent to me by Adam Madron. He was a really nice guy. He was just giving it away. Literally giving it away. So he attached the plugs for the motors, and he even attached a little lead for the FPV there. So all I have to do is plug it in, and it filters it for me. So that's really cool. And then I've got a Lemon RX, Spectrum satellite in there. And then same thing with the oil paint pen red, and then SOSX Wasp 110 frame, clear hubs and props, stuff like that. And then the rubber standoffs were from Banggood. You can get extras in blue there too, and I think they have like green and black and maybe white or one other color. I don't remember. But that's what I have for now. Oh, and more on this bag. In here, these are my Alien Flight connectors and really tiny bind plug. So this is, Adam Madron is actually sending me some JST battery connectors too, but it's a 2mm micro JST to a micro LOCI in case that battery lead ever goes bad, and then an extra satellite, extra cable for the satellite, and this little tiny piece of plastic that I almost threw away that I thought was nothing is actually your bind plug. It plugs into 2 little pins inside the frame right in there. See the tip of my knife, 2 little pins, and those are your bind pins, and then you short out those 2 pins using this tiny freaking little plug. That is how you can bind, but do not lose that. It's very important, because if you ever decide to get a new transmitter and you need to bind it again, well, you're gonna need that. Okay, so I didn't talk a whole lot about the case. This is just a briefcase that used to be my dad's. It's an aluminum hardshell briefcase. You'll probably get something just as good. Doesn't have to be aluminum on like Harbor Freight or whatever. And these sheets of foam are a dime a dozen, also on like Harbor Freight and stuff like that. But my dad got some for free where he works, selling microscopes. It comes to protect the microscopes. I just literally took a couple of knives, like my pocket knife, and I just took a Sharpie, traced around it, and cut it out. Then I just, hot glued it to the bottom and hot glued the pieces of foam together, and it was 1, 2, 3, easy as that. So yeah, that's the case. Those are my custom micro quads, and that's the setup, some of the parts I've got. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any suggestions. If you have an Alien Flight that you would like to sell, or you have an Alien Flight that somebody else is selling, please leave that in the description. But yeah, special thanks to Adam Madron for helping me, of course, set this up and sending me this Alien Flight, and Adam Doherty for helping me set up both of these, because without him, neither of these would be flying. So special thanks to both of them, especially Adam Doherty for all of his invaluable help. Thanks for watching. Tune back in. Maybe give me a subscription. Thanks.
An old cowpoke went riding out one dark and windy day.